It's just all that you believe in. Future, everything you're dreaming. Don't stop, you can have it all tonight. Sit back, see it from a clear view. Fuck that, they don't gotta tell you just how you gonna live your life. Oh yeah! Rooted in creation, it gave me motivation. Collecting all these things, people and places. When it feels good, you know I gotta chase it right. What's up? Speak up. Often misunderstood. Catch up, bless up. If you tried, then you would get it done now. Right here, right now. Right here. Right now. Right here. Right now. Right here. Right now. Right here. Right now.
Glitter on my head, a light on my mind. I got a trip upstate to show 'em what's fine. I know my friend down south, she come me around, she wanna ride. I got too much on my plate, and I gotta find. I got a whole lot to say, a lot on my mind. I got my homie on the way to show 'em it's time we gotta ride. Took me a long time, put in the word, got it from dirt. Baby, we gon' shine, baby, we gon' shine. It was a long line, I paid my dues, now watch me fly. Mama always told me, yeah, you reaping what you sow. Always had the sauce, I just kept it on the low. Gotta be water, I'm just going with the flow. Let's ride.
Right here. Right now. Right here. Right now. I wanna do it right here. Let's go. Right now. Right here. We'll say it louder. Right
GM. Welcome back to Noun O'Clock live at the Noun Square. I'm Robot Fish Girl. We're watching the end of the auction for Noun 1322. These beautiful bagpipes we got yesterday. If you want to watch the end of the auction with us, you can go to nounoclock.live. That is nounoclock.live or nomo.wtf. Nounoclock.live or nomo.wtf. They'll both take you to the same place. While you're at it, you can pick up Nomo Noun for 1322. This beautiful matching beat we got yesterday, 0.00069 ETH, that's 214 USD, and 100% of the proceeds go to the Yellow Collective Treasury, which goes to funding artists on chain, the Nouniverse, and beyond. Speaking of the Yellow Collective, Collective Noun number 394 is still on auction for the next 5 minutes, so check that out. The current top bid is 0.022. So Collective Noun number 394, you can check it out on yellowcollective.xyz. It's a folder head with an ETH accessory. Very, very basic noun, but aesthetic with it. I am exhausted, so today might not be the most high energy show, but we are going to be here anyway. If you are watching on our live stream and you want to join in the conversation live, we are live on Twitter Spaces as well, so feel free to come by here. Just go to our profile from where you're watching and scroll down a little bit and you'll see the Twitter space. That said, there's only 40 seconds left on the auction, so if we do not get another bid, we're going to be playing some janky FOMO pretty soon. We're going to be seeing that. Never mind. 2.42 bid coming in from 0xED7A. I think I might be coming down with something because I woke up at like a normal time, like, 7 a.m.-ish. And then I was feeling kind of tired at about 11 a.m. And I was like, you know what? I don't have anything specific scheduled today. I have a lot I want to get done, but I can move it around. So I went and decided to just lay down for a little bit, and that was at around 11 a.m. and I woke up 15 minutes ago.
Oh, I hope you feel better.
I don't. If anything, I
Time.
feel worse. But yeah,
Yeah.
accidental 12 and a half hour nap, AMA. And it was one of those naps where, like, you don't dream, you just your eyes close and then you wake up 30 seconds later and 12 hours have passed.
Yes.
It was very video game time skip, like so that's
Crazy.
fun. Yeah, I am my entire body is like, why would you do that? Anyway. Now. So what all's been going on? The Nouns letter is surprisingly packed that we saw today, that Maddie released. New Nouns letter, what's up, Beijing? And it's a big one, and I was surprised because I feel like for the last couple days we haven't had much to talk about. But though we have talked about pretty much everything on this list, save the Nouns Fair, I think is pretty much the only thing we missed. Nouns Esports. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's a pretty packed Nouns letter, so we're going to be talking about that a little bit. We've also got a new Nouns Fest animation, The Scrappy Kitty Adventures. That is so cute. So we're gonna be looking at that from Lucy Animation Studio. And there's a new Nouns Animators Roundup, so we're gonna be going over that as well as taking a look at some of the old ones over on Rounds from the Magic Round, because I haven't actually looked at all of them yet. I was going to today, and then I went into a coma. I
Oh, yes. I like comas.
I don't. I don't.
Indeed.
It would be different if I felt well rested, but I don't feel like I have been sleeping for a while and getting a lot of rest. I feel like I have been ossifying while unconscious. Like, I feel like if I flex any part of me, it's just gonna, like, crack open. Ow! I was right.
I heard that.
I just straightened my arm. That's all I did.
That happens to me with my left knee. Just pops out of place. Makes a similar sound going back into place.
That happens to me with all of my limbs. Yeah. Also, every time I lift something heavy, my arms pop out of their sockets. They just kind of dangle there until I put it down, and then they snap themselves back in again. It's an unpleasant experience. It doesn't hurt. It just feels weird. Anyway, enough of my weird body. We've got 45 seconds left on the timer. 2.242 bid. I keep messing that up. From Xerox ED7A. Do we think we're going to get another bid in the next 30 seconds or so?
I doubt it.
Yeah, me too. But
It's hard to say. I'm living in the future, and I don't see it.
that is a foolproof way of looking at it. All right, nounoclock.live, nomo.wtf. That's where you want to be. Either one of those places, nounoclock.live or nomo.wtf. It's too late for another bid to come in, which means in 3, 2, 1, it is time for Janky FOMO. You know the drill. Thumbs up the nouns you like, thumbs down the nouns you don't. If we get enough thumbs ups in the first 2 seconds or so, that is going to be the noun that's on auction for the next 24 hours. Only this is Janky FOMO.
Oh, no.
So I am the one who is having to manually hit the button. It does look like we were too early on that noun for fries.eth.
Nope.
No, Pipe is
Going
going
for
for
it.
Oh, Pipe got it. You know what? I'm not
Yep.
even mad. I like this noun.
Who
It's not
says
bad.
he's not fries, but That's an interesting choice.
Yeah. Anyway. Well, now it's time
That's
for
our show.
Nomo. Not real. Well, we still got stuff to talk about, but also I
Of
kind of
course, I was
wanted that
just
now, and
joking.
I'm glad somebody got it.
Yeah, it
Now, nounclock.live, NOMO.WTF. You're going to see all of these nouns arrayed before you pick your favorite from among them.
Choose your character.
Spam click it with all your might every 10 seconds. Half of them are eliminated until we're left with just one. That's going to be the Nomo noun of the day. I really like that beanie. Does it have something on its shirt, or does my screen just have schmutz on it? I can't tell.
Schmutz.
So it's a
Looks
solid.
white to me.
It does to me too, but there's like a slight discoloration. Anyway,
That mushroom has got a.
mushroom
that
is
index is
good.
pretty good.
The index is beautiful. The index matches the noun. Saving the yo chest as well.
Chicken crock and
The band the merch calculator, the band shirt calculator. My friend
East
took
Fox.
some ate some chocolate last night that she found out after consuming it had psilocybin in it. So
Expired.
no, it wasn't
Oh, okay.
expired. Oh no, that would have been better. No, she was having an interesting evening.
Moment. Yeah.
Well, because here's the thing: is that when people take psilocybin, they, I'm a synesthete with hyperphantasia. When neurotypical people take psilocybin, they experience the world the way I do.
Are you
Final
socially
round.
engineering a red-eyed
Frozen
mushroom?
mushroom versus merch calculator. Who will win? Who will lose? 3, 2, 1, fight!
I see an Australian there in the audience.
He's requested to speak. I just can't tab out. Frozen
Hope he has
mushroom
multiple monitors.
wins.
Okay, I think everybody muted, but hopefully everybody's back now. Because I was trying to add Ben, and then Twitter did a thing. Because Twitter always does a thing when I'm trying to do anything useful.
Still have the voice mod on. It's hysterical.
God damn
Yeah.
it!
All right, well, the rest of the
Good
show, then, I'm just going to be Dr. Mrs. the Monarch.
It didn't switch off, and I'm upset. Anyway, we got a beautiful Nomo noun. Nomo noun 1323. The frozen mushroom. You can pick this up, and it's evil too. It's a fantastic noun. You can pick it up for just 0.0069 ETH. That is 216 USD. 100% of the proceeds go to the Yellow Collective Treasury. So it's a great way to support artists on chain in the Nouniverse and beyond. Speaking of the Yellow Collective noun number 394 has wrapped up that auction. Congrats to M4NU33.ETH. I don't know what that would spell. Manui.
I read it as menus. I don't know why, because A is not really an E, but menus.
Maybe
I'm
I don't know.
hungry.
We're going to see what we get for collective noun number 395. And the winner is... a cow train!
Ooh.
Oh, man. The Bovine Express. We've got a train head on a white body with a cow accessory and a based background. If you want to check out this Yellow Collective noun, you can do so at yellowcollective.xyz. The Yellow Collective is an on-chain club devoted to funding artists in the Nouniverse and beyond. 100% of the proceeds all go towards commissioning artists or, setting up infrastructure to make their lives easier, everything like that. So check that out. We've already got a 0.02 bid from 1111.noggles.
At least mine made it in before he did.
Yeah, I was watching it too. I was like, mine's going to fail. And I was like, oh, no, nice, we got it. It's too poetic.
In
It's
sequence.
like it's pre-blood, or it's just
Yeah.
driving past the farm. You know, the cow didn't have to get hit or run over.
It's missing the grate, though. The train's missing the grate for tipping
Yeah.
that cow.
How often do cows get hit by trains? Why are you talking about it like it's a common occurrence?
Well, I don't know if it's common or not. It just
How often are
seems
cows near places where trains go?
well. That's kind of everywhere here. You know, unless
Oh.
you're right in the city, or all between the cities though. That goes through people's farms the whole way.
Huh.
Yeah, so it's probably more common than we might think. I don't hear about it. They don't talk about it. They
I
only
would
really talk about it
think-
when people get on there.
I would think, and forgive me if this is wildly off base, but I would think if you were raising livestock near any sort of place that is frequented by giant moving metal machines of death, you would solve
Maybe
that
fence.
problem. Yeah, with this simple invention called a fence.
Yeah. Well, I
I-
think these guys might have
It
just
seems
such
prudent.
large
I don't know.
areas. It's a lot of fence. Like, you know, it's probably cheaper to get more cows than to put a fence in a lot of these places.
Those
So-
must be some really cheap cows. Any
A
idea
fence
how
is for huge-
expensive cows are?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think fences is probably a little more for big ones.
No, they
I don't know, no.
aren't.
I act like I know, but I know nothing.
What she said.
Yeah,
I mean, it depends on how many cows you're losing.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you got one lost cow every month, something like that, because I'm sure they're smart enough to get off. They'd be beeped at by the train, and they'd be like, "Mrrr," they'd slowly move off the track. So I'm sure it's not too common, but the losses would be like minimal compared to like a multi-million-dollar fence.
What time is it there, Ben?
It is 4 p.m.
Ah.
Yep. Firmly in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good. What's it? Oh, it'll be like midnight there now, hey? Oh, where are you? Are you on the West Coast now?
No, I'm in Portugal. It's 5 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
I woke up to a non at 3 cents.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very good day if you had that.
yeah, okay. It is much cheaper to just install a fence than get a new cow.
Is it?
I'm still stuck on this. I went and looked it up. And you can install it. You can install an electric fence for about $15 per meter, and
Yeah.
that lasts for forever, basically. Upkeep on that fence, assuming you constantly have enough voltage going to it, is gonna be like a couple, maybe $1,000 a month ish, depending on power costs in your area. And most places that would do this, that would have a large fence, would be able to generate their own power. Just as a matter of course, at least stateside. I don't know if that's the case over there.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
Well, we just have to get 2 farms, and one with a fence and one without. And
We'll do some science.
but yeah, an average cow, like depending on if you're getting like a beef cow or a dairy cow, like let's assume beef cows, that's gonna run you an average of like $3,000 per animal.
Okay.
oh, but this one on the shirt is a dairy cow.
Okay, then that's gonna run you closer to 5,000.
Yeah. What a deal.
So, like, a fence is cheaper if you are losing anywhere less than like 40 cows a year.
That seems like a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. For one farm, I think that's it's probably cheaper to have a fence, which is probably why
Yeah,
we
you,
don't
you
hear
might
about
need
it.
another profession if you're losing 40 cows a year.
Or no, sorry, my brain didn't work. A fence is cheaper unless you're only losing like 1 or 2 cows a year.
Wow.
And that's for an electric fence. A typical fence just costs like, I've installed those. A non-electrified fence that would keep a cow in would cost like $300 per meter. And that's like for a full like encircling of the whole thing, and that's for like a nice fence, like one that looks good. On a farm, it would cost maybe $15 per meter to put in a simple wooden whatever. Even less if you're just unrolling some chain link. Anyway, sorry. I got
We needed to know.
hyper-focused. I needed to know. I personally needed to know. Because I was like, I've done this work before and I didn't get paid that much. So we had an electric fence on at my friend's ranch. And I know because I'm the one who installed it. And learned how electricity worked the same afternoon. I shocked myself on that thing so many goddamn times. And now I'm hosting a show about, magic internet money online. So, stay in school, kids. Anyway, now some fun things going on. We already talked about it a little bit, but yes, Pat has done has set up a partnership with the Chinese government, which is fascinating. Some thoughts on Duna from Noun 40. I saw this. This is one of the things that I was talking about the other day. And I couldn't find the post, but there was a ruling in California, that basically, in a nutshell, it was about Lido DAO, Samuel versus Lido DAO, and the judge ruled that essentially participating in a DAO in any capacity means that you are liable for the actions of other members of that DAO. And you by participating, it means like posting in a forum. So there's that.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, not surprising, but
Yeah.
it is, and a lot of people are like, well, that's just in California, and it's like, well, yes, right now, but it's going to be used as a precedent elsewhere.
Yeah.
The precedent has been set, so Nouns just was a little bit early with Duna, it looks like. At least that's what Noun 40 is saying, and frankly, I agree.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's interesting. And on a related note, we talked about this already. The Sherlock audit is kicking off next Monday. There was a crossover between Nouns Esports and Nouns Deli. I didn't know about this.
Or a mug of matcha.
Yeah. Then we already talked about the curling 101 from Blutoshi. And we swept a Melee Smash super major. Oh my god. Aklo, Nikki, Cody, and Junebug, and Noon, and Yetis, and Jameis F2 got 2nd, 3rd, 7th, 17th, and then some lower places in this major event. And that's between Nouns Esports and the chunk of them that were sponsored by Lils at the Don't Park on the Grass event. So that's pretty huge. There's some news about us, including Zeropod and the 2 billion build, which is ending pretty soon. So if you haven't nominated anybody over on rounds, we'll talk about that in a second. Noun Square at ETH Global Bangkok. Some of the stuff that we've been talking about on Nouns Fest and some Nouns Camp updates. Yeah. There's the newsletter. Speaking of Nouns Fest, we talked about this briefly already, but yeah, the Scrappy Kitty Adventures has gone live on the Nouns Fest YouTube channel. And this is such a cute and weird animation. It's very... Why does it feel like I'm watching a 90s like fast food commercial? Is that a fair
No
way
idea.
to describe it? Brett? It feels like a commercial I would see for like Burger King, right?
Probably. I haven't looked at it recently. Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
It's like, what is this? It totally reminds me of something, which isn't helpful.
I mean, 90s animation is a kind of...
No, there's like something very specific, because I remember having that same thought watching it at Nouns Fest.
Was it the Burger King kids?
It was not the Burger King kids. They were called something.
Rocket power. I don't know. Well, anyway, it's live. It's in its psychedelic and weird. To yeah, a really fun degree. So if you want to see a cat driving a car and get skeletonized by the wind, then check out that animation. It's more fun than it sounds. Scrappy Kitty Adventures is live on the Nouns Fest YouTube channel. There's a whole bunch of other things that are live on here as well. YouTube.com/NounFest. So check that out if you have not yet. Speaking of animations, Nouns Animators Aliens and UFOs edition is live. So hang on. Why isn't... There we go. So make Nounish Animations Ernie. Nouns Animators, Aliens, and UFOs editions. With all the alien news lately, we're going out of this world. Show us your wildest extraterrestrial animations, from close encounters to UFO sightings. Let's see your creativity take flight in the universe of the unknown. What UFO? What alien news lately? What did I miss?
I was just gonna ask that.
Semi-attack, Ben? Was somebody from y'all's home planets not careful? Like what?
I
I haven't
apologize
seen-
for my people.
Yeah, I haven't seen any news, to be honest.
Oh wait, talking about the how they're saying that aliens are in the ocean or something.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, I've been down these rabbit holes, so I don't think any of it would be new, unless it's just like the government talking about it, which is kind of not new as well. Like you see like cycles of people digging up stuff the CIA declassified already, and
I saw a bunch of stuff on on TikTok of people talking about, oh well, there's aliens in the ocean. And I thought it was a bit, but maybe they're talking about some government thing. I don't know.
yeah, it could be a thing.
I thought that was old news.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely read about ocean bases and stuff.
Most of those fish in there look like aliens.
I was gonna say, like, we
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
we don't need extraterrestrial, like,
They,
go deep enough
we
and it makes
we
no
call
difference.
them we call them fish. That's what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, also, I mean, I think it is important to point out there's no such thing as a fish.
All right,
Uh,
salad girl.
what?
No, there's no such thing as a fish. Biologically speaking, what is a fish?
Oh, I don't know.
It's like there's no such thing as vegetables.
Yeah.
Tell that to
The
Jesus.
only reason that the only place where fish has any taxonomal use is on a menu. Fish as a concept, if I tell you to picture a fish, you will picture, a specific shape. But two animals that have that same shape of fish could be less related to each other than, humanity is to a stegosaurus. It's they have, on a biological level, two things that we consider fish. Any two things that we consider fish usually have almost no relation to each other other than both being aquatic.
Interesting.
There's no such thing as a fish.
Yeah, okay. That's wild. Don't know what I've been eating all this time.
Well, on a
Mercury and
colloquial
plastic.
well, so I talked
Build my
about
credit
this.
score.
Jesus Christ. There's on a colloquial level there is, and I actually talked about this a little bit yesterday, where there's a difference sometimes between accuracy and useful dialogue. Where, like, yes, it is accurate for me to say that there is no such thing as a fish, but also, if somebody asks me what I'm feeling like eating for dinner tonight, I am still going to tell them, I don't know, maybe some fish. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, this is
on
Uh,
any level that
accepted
matters, fish
language.
it has a meaning.
Yeah.
But like, so if I were to say that, but on a biological level, birds, for instance, birds have a specific biological meaning. Evolutionary speaking, they are a branch of of saurians, essentially. They're now avians, but they split off from saurians. So birds are just what we have now instead of dinosaurs. And so that's what birds are, and all birds fit within that biological, like, branch of Animalia. But we don't say that everything that flies is a bird. If I say a bird, you'll know what a bird is, but you won't picture a bat or a fruit fly because they fly. But that's what we do when we're talking about fish. It's the equivalent of saying bats and fruit flies and sparrows are all birds, as opposed to just sparrows being birds. Only with fish, none of them, like, there is no biological definition of it. So yeah. And it's the same thing I was talking about yesterday, where I was like, you can give an accurate description of something, or you can give a description that's actually useful. And sometimes the two things are at odds. You know, I can, if I go outside during the day and you ask me what color the sky is, I will tell you the sky is blue. I am not going to be like, well, actually, the sky does
Oh,
not
yes,
have a
you are.
color.
Come off it.
It's
Yes, you
actually
are.
because of
That
Raleigh's
happened
scattering.
That's
yesterday,
what
didn't it?
that's your whole speech right now about fish.
Yeah, but if I
If
was
fish
just
could fly.
yeah, but that's because it is an interesting anecdote, and we don't have anything else to talk about today. If
Oh, we sure do.
do we?
Yeah. Our
Enlighten
millionaire
me.
friends.
What's going on?
Well, I fell asleep in a reasonable time frame for Portugal and woke up to a massive whip because Vitalik apparently swapped for the ability to post anonymously. And I'm
Yeah.
just sitting here watching green and red candles while you talk about fish.
Or the things that we know as fish.
Yes.
Wait,
a
what
world.
do you mean swapped for the ability to post anonymously? I need context.
It took a very little amount to on Supercast post anonymously I can't remember the value of it, but on interface, people noticed that he had done just enough to be able to post anonymously and then posted, which
More
is kind of
context for you, RFG, because I know you have no idea what he's talking about.
No, I know about
it-
the anon posting thing, the supercast thing.
The anon token, and there's what was it, like 30K you had to get, and then
that's
they
to be able to delete people.
oh, to delete. Yeah, they well, no, because they said they
it'd
cut
be
it
more
in
to
half.
delete.
They cut it in
Yeah.
half to 15 to let people post. I saw. Like I'm like half paying attention and half
I
not.
think you need like millions to delete someone's anon casts.
Yeah.
But yeah, essentially there's a
Three.
ZK backed like an anon casting platform using ZK, and if you own some of the anon token, then you get different privileges from anon casting to deleting other anons casts. So it's like the bigger token holders get to kind of curate what gets posted anonymously.
Yeah, and so
And
Vitalik
depending on your
bought
holdings.
some, and it skyrocketed afterwards.
Yeah, because I think all the tech guys are just like, this is amazing technology. You know, it's Warpcast and Farcast are being, blockchain based already, and then creating an anon posting mechanism is something they're all interested in.
So I have a question here that is my question every time I see something like this. Why?
Well, that is a good question.
Or do they just not get that far before they make something?
No, I think people like
yeah.
privacy and anonymity, and there's interesting ways to use the technology and stuff. But yeah,
I don't understand it, but okay. I understand pseudonymity, but I don't understand fully anonymous things because I don't understand why anybody would voluntarily pay attention to fully anonymous things. It seems like you're deliberately obscuring your own audience that way. Like I might be the weird one here, but my general philosophy is if I wouldn't listen to somebody's advice, I'm not going to listen to their criticism. So either way, if I don't know who this person is, why would I listen to them? Like, they're not. If there's no history, like, what value does anything they say have to me? You know what I mean? Am I the odd one out here?
Maybe.
No, not really. I'm kind of with you. I mean, I'm with you on most of this
Yeah.
meme coin stuff anyway. I mean, I see the point of being anonymous in certain situations, and
Right. Like, there's situations where it is a safety thing. I get that. Or, there's times where it makes sense to be, like I said, pseudonymous, like a lot of us here. But I don't get just being anonymous for its own sake. Like, it's an interesting gimmick, sure, but I'm trying to find an actual purpose for it, and I'm struggling.
Yeah, I don't know. I think some people like to say things publicly to a platform, like, because it's not just to allow, like, they don't just go into the void. It's like one account that keeps posting them, so you can kind of follow the anon account and then hear all these different casts from different people coming from the one account. So
That seems like a
it's kind of like
recipe for disaster.
it could be, but
Yep.
yeah, I think it's an experiment worthy of figuring out.
Ugh.
And I think the technology itself can be used for like heaps of different stuff too.
How do
So
they moderate it?
Well, the people that hold
wasn't
those tokens do.
wasn't Andre doing the same thing with base bits,
I don't know.
where you
Maybe.
could cast from the account with the bot if you had a certain amount? I
Yeah,
think he
it
did
sounds
that not too long ago, but it did have like who it came from.
right.
See, that
But I
makes
mean,
sense.
that could just be like you remove that aspect of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just
But yeah, it was
seems
like if you had a
weird
certain
to
amount
me.
of base bits, you could go onto the website and just like type something and hit cast. Because I know I did it once.
Yeah, there's been a couple projects that did stuff like that, but it always said who it was from. The idea was to have a place where anybody in the community could run, you know, the community social network, so that it wouldn't have to, so that you could have a centralized place where this is authorized somebody who is part of the community without actually having it be, a centralized entity. But again, it wasn't it wasn't like an anon post, it was, people actually showing up. And I'm just wondering, if it is fully anon, like, how do you moderate that? And
Or the people that hold the tokens, enough
Yeah,
Right.
tokens
if you
moderated.
have enough, you can delete posts.
So
But then it's just you have to trust that they're moderating appropriately and not maliciously.
Yeah, so basically you have to trust oligarchy. That always ends well.
And
You
just
got
because
two
you have a lot of
oligarchs.
tokens doesn't mean you're a good person. Especially if it's anonymous, because people are more inclined to do malicious things when they know they're not going to get caught, or there's
people already
little
do
chances.
shitty things when they're pseudonymous. I can't imagine how bad it would be if it's truly anonymous. I get the feeling that these questions are not asked when people are making these things.
No, they just say send it.
Yep.
Send it. Get the AI token money.
I'm in pain.
How the hell is warps up that much?
This is distressing on so many levels. Anyway, I've been scrolling through the Magic Tricks animated round while we've been talking, and it's adorable.
Yeah, there was a lot. There was like 40 something submissions.
Yeah, I really like the rabbit pulling the noggles out of the hat and just taking it off their own head.
Brilliant.
A lot of fun. I had a character in D&D who was a disgraced magician because he accidentally pulled a hat out of a rabbit once. The rabbit was very mad at him. Never, never, never do a magic trick with a polka. Anyway, what else is going on? Well, we've got 2 proposals up. One is for Isabella Noun's musical, which is currently sitting at 14-8. I need to get my vote in on that. And then we have the very unfortunately named Chris Corella documentary proposal.
I totally and he obviously hasn't changed it yet. I think he's the kind of guy that's gonna be like, oh, it's all right, I'll just leave it in the proposal like this. I can change it later. Like, that's not the final name. And I'm like, well, it could change the level of support you get on the proposal.
It's
But,
just
you know,
so
you do you, bro.
astoundingly tone deaf. How?
Maybe if more people tell him.
I mean,
like
I'll submit a signal against and just be like, look, as long as this is the title, this is a no. Because come the fuck on. Like,
yeah, I'm kind of like embarrassed that I have no fucking clue myself.
I
and
would
just
say,
sent it away.
honestly, if I was Chris, I would be against this.
Yeah.
Because that would fuck up his reputation outside of, like, with anybody who is socially aware. Like,
Yeah.
that would, like, it isn't, like, legally speaking, it's not slander, but it's functionally towing that line.
Yeah.
Anyway, a terribly unfortunate naming aside, does anybody have takes on this?
Oh, I obviously want to see the documentary made, which is why I sponsored it.
Yeah, I think he did a great job with the one he made about Ben.
Yeah, I think it's cool, his style. And it's hard to see that one objectively, obviously being the subject, but when I watched it, I remember thinking like, fuck, I think this makes me seem cooler than I am. So I think that's probably a good thing. And yeah, I mean, the storytelling's great. Like, he cut together from so much content and, really told a pretty clear story and got to focus on the stuff that he thought would be relevant for what it was. And yeah, because we went down a lot of rabbit holes of discussion. So yeah, I definitely want to see more as well. I mean, it's kind of cool if he never does it. I'm just the only one in the series, but I'd prefer to see more in the series and be like side by side with a bunch of other people in the ecosystem,
Yeah.
get to learn everyone's stories.
How is he handling distribution? Because I
Uh,
feel like from what
I
I've
have no
seen, not many
idea
people have
because
seen yours.
no, and I think that's because his main feedback on the one for me was like, don't worry about film festivals and don't worry about distro. This feels like a more of an internal thing to tell the story of Nouners to other Nouners, and like cut your budget in half and just do it with that focus. And I kind of like feel like that was sort of kicking the legs of it. There's potential for it to do other stuff, but that just I think it might have been 40s feedback back then. I can't remember, but it was kind of like there was that level of sentiment around the budget, cutting it and just making it like a thing where you don't have to worry about distro, just focus on telling cool stories to people that are watching. And
I would say that's a good idea if the follow-up prop is then doing distro of it, but just
yeah,
jumping immediately to the next one feels weird.
I would hope to just see him submit to festivals and stuff anyway. But I think that all costs money too. So I don't know what kind of money he wants to sink into them. But yeah, I think.
Well, even if it's not submitting to festivals, like doing like ad campaigns or
Yeah,
something online.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
he's been doing a lot of stuff just organically himself, testing with like casting and posting and using all different platforms to mint clips and stuff like that. But he just doesn't have a big following himself, and he's published it on a brand new YouTube channel. So it's kind of like there was no crowd to distro into with the way he's kind of launched it and put it together. But it could grow over time. And then people come back and watch the early ones. Who knows?
Hmm.
yeah. I found the last proposal where 40 did say like he's in favor of this V2 budget because we funded a lot of media and animation that targets new people to join Nouns, Atrium and Stupid Buddy, Nounish. We should occasionally focus on making stuff for ourselves and only like the few hundred hardcore fans to see it.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully that the god awful title changes. I'm stuck on that. Like, god damn.
Oh, it's worthy of it. But I would do that signal if I were you.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that as soon as we end the show because that is I like best case scenario. If this pops off, it will be because hey, look at what these tone deaf assholes did. They put a white man in the color purple. Like, do you have any idea how much of it? That sounds like a joke. But actually, I'm pretty sure it is a joke in a College Humor video of like, yeah. There's a video of on College Humor of Nicolas Cage doing like how Nicolas Cage never says no to movies.
Hmm.
Where his agent is pitching movies at him. It's like it's a remake of Schindler's List, but it's an action movie, and then it jump cuts to the next thing where like Schindler's Fist poster is in the background, and Nick is like, "That was great," and then he's like, "All right, this is an all white remake of The Color Purple. I'll do it, Nick. No."
Oh man.
This
There's
is a
running joke
career
in one of
ender.
my in one of my audio spaces, Cruise, and it's about the movie called Tiptoes. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but
No.
Gary Oldman plays a little person, even though he's not a little person. And Matthew McConaughey is his brother and co-star in the film. And recently, Tom Segura uh, hosted him and showed him the trailer, and he's just kind of mortified by it because he'd never seen the trailer. It's it's one of those movies that needs to go away
I
into
This is coming from
its
somebody
natural
who
death.
I voluntarily watched Velocipaster. I like bad movies, but sometimes but for
Yeah,
anybody who doesn't know what Velocipaster is, I want you to picture what kind of movie would be called Velocipaster. You are correct.
It sounds like a religious Jurassic Park of some sort where a velociraptor and a pastor are the same thing.
Correct.
is it Jeff Goldblum starring?
It's not Jeff Goldblum starring, but it could be, and nothing would change.
Is he the pastor?
Was Nick Cage in it? My next question.
No,
Is the
but again,
is the
he should have
dinosaur
been.
Also,
pastor?
wouldn't be surprising.
It was made on a shoestring budget.
It's Passion of the Christ, but dinosaurs.
Kinda. It's a comedy horror movie. The the not it's not the actor, but the pastor's name is Doug Jones, and he gets infected by some ancient religious artifact, which basically makes him imagine, like the Hulk mechanic where it's like, you won't like me if I'm angry. Imagine if instead of turning into a giant green rage monster, he turns into a velociraptor. So he's a pastor that turns into a velociraptor when he's angry.
I believe it.
It's
It could happen.
it's a magnificent B movie. And okay, canonically, the main character's parents died in a VFX car fire. Like they died, like canonically they died in a visual effect. Like that is what they say. It knows it's bad. But also he fights ninjas. There's Go watch Velocipaster.
Oh
It's
yeah,
awful. I've
the
recommended.
movie poster looks phenomenal.
Oh, did you find it? It's good, right? Velocipaster, a man of the
Sold.
claw. Wait, hang on. I can do the.
Velocipaster, a man of the claw, coming soon to theaters this Friday.
Like, I'm pretty sure I could make this poster using AI.
Yes, that only you couldn't because this movie came out in 2017. I think it was either 2017 or maybe 2018. I saw it when it came out, and I was at the tail end of college. Yeah, 2017. Yep. So, there's that. Anyway, we have gone
Oh, is this
thoroughly
what
off the rails
Oh,
at this
this
point.
is the dino.
Wow, it
What-
is 1, 2, 3, 4 for
So
you.
it is. So it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, if we've got nothing else to talk about, because we have, in fact, gone off the rails and talked about how fish don't exist and a pastor who turns into a velociraptor when he's angry, should we should we rug it, or did we want to talk about something constructive?
How do you feel about talking about bananas and bananas?
Elaborate.
Duct tape banana, piece called comedian at Sotheby's. A lot of derivatives happening. Bananas all over my timeline.
Super Rare put out a call for
Really?
artists. Last week, 2 weeks ago, maybe, for banana duct tape banana themed artwork. And then they were gonna pick some to auction off.
I was gonna do Magritte's pipe, but
Snip as in peep.
This is not a banana.
used the banana.
We're okay. To be clear, we're talking about the comedian piece, right?
Yeah, the duct tape banana.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't know. There could be more than one duct taped banana. I
So
There are.
you know how it works, right?
how what?
It's the certificate of authenticity that you have. It's not the actual banana or the duct tape.
Yeah.
So any banana and any duct tape can be the artwork as long as you own that certificate of authenticity.
Which
Do they
is
give you an actual length of duct tape to be as
No,
accurate as possible?
no.
no, the
And it doesn't matter
accuracy.
the
The
right.
accuracy comes from sourcing the materials yourself. I think partially.
Yeah. And there's a handful of certificates out there. And so like anyone can just like put any banana on the wall as long as they have it and it's, the artwork. And that was the thing why when it initially sold, he went up and took the banana off the wall and ate it after it sold for however stupid amount of money.
I I do. You know, Dylan Moran has a bit talking about how modern art, you can tell when it's good versus when it's bad based on the name of it. So let's say that you have a skull with some pancakes shoved in the eye sockets. If it's called something pretentious like The Death of Love, then that's boring. If it's called something accurate like Skull with Pancakes, then that's interesting art. That's good. That's
Well, yeah, it was like it's
this one
like
being called comedian, I feel like is an exception to that rule.
do you know the urinal art piece? This is like an old one.
No.
Um,
Yeah.
it's just like it was just a urinal that an artist just took out of a bathroom somewhere, and he put it in a gallery and signed it.
Face down
I
on the
love
floor.
artists.
And it did a bunch of sales and crazy stuff, but it's like started that kind of thing where anything could be art because somebody says it is.
Well, right. Um, yeah. The only downside to things like that is I think it makes people take things like you know the I don't know if y'all were familiar with the Untitled Portrait of Ross in L.A. Do you know what I'm
Doesn't
talking
sound
about?
familiar.
Okay. I think I love these like stupid stories of like artists doing random bullshit and then making money from it. I think it's fantastic. But I am sad that it makes people take things like this less seriously. The Untitled Portrait of Ross in L.A. is a giant pile of candy. That's all it is. It's just a giant pile of like hard candies that are in the generic hard candy in the shiny wrapper. You know the one what I'm talking about. Um,
Mint swirl.
yeah, that sort of thing. Only even more generic than that. But the important thing about it is that it is 175 pounds of this candy. And it doesn't matter what shape you put it in. You can put it in a container or just like in a pile on the floor. The point is that it has to start at 175 pounds of commercially distributed candy. And visitors are allowed to take candy from it. And the reason is because the artist Felix something Torres. He has a middle name in there, and I'm forgetting it. Anyway, uh, this was in like 1991, I think, is when this was first displayed. And he had his partner Ross died of AIDS in 1991, and I think the artist Felix Gonzalez Torres. That's what it was. Felix Gonzalez Torres died of AIDS in 1996. And so it basically, the point of the art is that as visitors take candy, the weight gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until it eventually disappears. Um,
And that's when the show ends.
yeah. And like,
I-
yes, it is replenishable. You can go somewhere else and put the art piece up on display again, but the one that you put up will never be back. It's been consumed. So, and the configuration changes. You know, it starts as a specific size of the pile, and it shrinks, or it changes shape when people rummage
as
around
people
looking
take-
for their favorite piece.
Mhm.
Like, so participating in the work, because you're encouraged to take a piece. Like, it's when it's displayed, it's like, yeah, you should. And so participating in the artwork is also participating in the action of eroding at the memory of this person, while simultaneously keeping it alive. It's powerful, despite the fact that it's so easy to set up. You buy 175 pounds of candy and you dump it in a corner, you're done. But it's still, because of what it represents, it's a powerful piece of art. And I think people take things like that less seriously when they look at something like Comedian, which is unfortunate, because I think they both have their place, but a lot of people don't think that much. Yeah. I think about stuff like this a lot, and it's probably why I just took a 12.5-hour nap.
There's another piece recently. The art team Mischief? They're behind the
No.
Big Red Boots. They also did the fake Warhol,
Yeah, they
where
do heaps of cool stuff.
they did like 999 exact replicas of a Warhol and one real one. Maybe it was
This
a
is what
I have heard of
Gummies,
them.
it was either Warhol. I think it was Warhol, not a Picasso. I don't remember exactly. But they sold all 1,000 pieces, and one of them is real, and nobody will ever know which one is real. They don't even know which one is real.
it's crazy, eh? That's what the
And
whole Omega concept of
yep,
Gummies came
Yep.
from.
yep.
Yeah.
And so
I still have a pile of those.
they just
Yeah,
did
same.
this
Can I trade them
new
for IMF?
they just did this new sync piece at the Met permissionlessly, where they went into one of the bathrooms at the Met and got the exact measurements of one of the sinks and found exact replica pieces. And day by day, they went in and replaced one piece at a time of this sink until they have a sink in there that has their name engraved on it.
And it's the sink of
That's so
Theseus.
funny.
There's just now a sink in the Met bathroom. I don't know if it's been replaced or not by now, but it happened not too long
Knowing the
ago.
Met, probably not.
Yeah, they probably left it there because
Yeah.
it's a
I'll be selling it soon with a certificate.
Yeah. That does remind me of probably my favorite art installation I ever saw at the where
Place
was
with
I?
the thing.
Yeah, I'm talking about Can't Help Myself. You
Oh,
remember
yes.
that one?
Yeah. I just saw it today and I was like, it doesn't have the same impact knowing that the batteries were the thing, not the fluid.
Well, I mean, yeah, they wouldn't be able to to run it otherwise. But I don't know. I think that's even more impactful, because it means that no matter how efficient it was, it still wouldn't have worked out. Can't Help Myself, for anybody who doesn't know about it, is an art installation. I do recommend looking up a video of it. It's basically a giant robotic arm that has like a squeegee attachment to it, and there's
most people have probably seen it. I didn't know the name of it, and I looked it up. I was like, oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah, I think most people have seen it. It was very popular. Has like a squeegee attached to it. The oil constantly seeps out from the base of the arm, and it's constantly trying to sweep it back into itself, sort of to staunch its bleeding. And it can't. It's constantly splashing all over the container, and eventually it runs out. And then you find out that the oil isn't powering it at all. It's not necessary to its function. It runs on a battery, which is slowly dying. So even if it was successful, it wouldn't have been. Which is relatable on a lot of levels. So yeah, if you haven't, I think most people here have probably seen it, but if you haven't, or even if you have, it's worth looking up and watching for a while, because it is heartbreaking. Um, yeah, I very much enjoy well, I mean, actually, more to the point, I very deeply do not enjoy that piece of art.
Yeah, it's worth revisiting that Art Matters show that we, one of the Noun O'Clocks, or I don't recall, but I think we had a meaningful discussion about it there as well,
Yeah,
if I
we definitely did.
recall.
I've talked about it with those guys in person too when I visited their studio.
They need to come back. What's going on there? Good timing.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Also, another art piece is the chill. Did you do one, Brett? I
What?
know that um, I saw Gremplin do a doodle, and then I saw Jan do one.
Oh, just a chill guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I did one. I not sure. I know it's for some meme token, and I just saw the drawing floating around, and I was like, oh, this is kind of a perfect dumb little thing to draw. And I passed on it earlier, and I saw
Mhm.
Gremplin post one, and then Jan posted one, and I commented on Jan's. I was like, oh, I almost did one earlier, and he's like, well, I need to know what it looks like, and so I had to I had to draw my version of it. And then between like seeing Gremplins and Yawns, I think I found out like what actually happened with the original artwork, and like there's just some artist here on Twitter, and I guess this is his style, and someone just like found this character and stole it and turned it into the artwork for a meme coin, and it skyrocketed, and this guy's super upset about it because he's an artist who's like anti-crypto.
And
I
this
love
is
that.
why I really hated all of the piracy things where it's like permissionlessly put things on chain. No. Don't fucking do that.
But I'm going to anyway.
Consent is
Now it's
important. Don't be
and
a
and
dick.
now because he got so upset about it, it turned it into even bigger meme
Why?
because that's how the internet works.
Ugh, I hate people. That's just that makes me sad, man. Like,
It was like was it last night or was it earlier today? I don't even know when that 12-year-old kid when he rugged everybody.
I was
He
going to say
rugged
that. Have you seen that? Oh my god, it's
he
amazing.
made he made a meme coin on Solana and rugged it for like 30K, and then everyone out of spite made it skyrocket, and this kid lost out on a ton of money because he tried to rug this token on them.
3,970,000 unrealized profit.
So good.
I hope you enjoy that 30K, you little shit.
Yeah. What an asshole. And you know what's
And
funny about it too?
they're like going after the kid's family, like they're commenting on like his mom's posts and stuff.
That's crazy. The funny thing is, like, it might turn him into an actual builder because now he's going to be chasing that forever, and he might have to build shit that actually works and not rug everyone to make some money.
Yeah, that's not
So
going to happen.
yeah, maybe not. Yeah, but it's
Have you seen the kid? I'm
yeah.
sure someone tried to turn it into a token with Clanker, and they wouldn't do. They wouldn't. It wouldn't accept the name they chose.
Oh really?
Yeah. Speaking of names, I used the anon posting capability for having 30,000 anon to float the idea of a Joker token and use the Riddler with Jim Carrey in the question
yeah.
mark onesie.
Oh yeah, nice.
It's no longer anonymous.
No,
Did it
but you
launch
can
it?
test the market that way. I never launched. I don't want to be responsible for a token.
Yeah. I was going to say, let me ape that thing. If it's out there somewhere, I'll buy some.
I wished I had now with the way it's written, but you win some,
Yeah.
you lose some.
That's it.
Pollock just aped into Anon.
Degenerates like you belong on a cross.
Yeah, I
Just a
think
little.
him and Vitalik at kind of the same time were.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Someone's
that was
just finding it then.
yeah, nice. Because I think they're just sort of buying enough to actually use the platform, post through it. But yeah, pretty cool. Pretty
Which
cool.
used to be quite a bit cheaper.
Yeah, that's right. It became a bit more expensive today.
And we need a spin-off show.
Degenerates like you belong on a cross.
I've been playing a lot of Fallout recently, and that felt relevant. Anyway,
You don't have the capacity to rug us.
I do have the
But it's
capacity
not
to rug you.
anonymous.
I am trying very hard not to.
Feel free.
Yeah. I am going to because my brain is breaking and I need to get some food. So on that note, thanks everybody for coming to Noun O'Clock live at the Noun Square. I'm Robot Fish Girl. We're going to be back here once again tomorrow, same bad time, same bad channel, around 11:45 p.m. EST. Until then, don't forget to pick up Nomo Noun number 1323, this beautiful frozen mushroom, for just 0.00069 ETH. That's $215 USD. 100% of the proceeds go to the Yellow Collective Treasury, which goes to funding artists on chain, the Nouniverse, and beyond. Speaking of the Yellow Collective, yellowcollective.xyz with the collective noun number 395. This bovine train is on auction for the next 23 hours. If you want to beat the 1111.noggles.02 ETH bid, yellowcollective.xyz is the place to be. Otherwise, don't forget to check out the Builders Build Round if you haven't yet. A lot of good stuff going on in there over on rounds.wtf or in the Yellow Channel on Warpcast, and we will be in the Yellow Channel on Warpcast, also on Twitter. Until then, don't forget to check out ZeroPod if you haven't yet. Go check out the Nouns letter from Maddie. And go check out the proposals that we have up, and we will see you all tomorrow. Thanks for coming.